Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, I just wanted to make this short video because this is so important. I've talked about it before. Here we are coming up to Christmas. I want you to spare a thought for Debbie Duncan and also the rest of Jay Slater's family who are facing their second Christmas without Jay and still experiencing trolling, conspiracy theories, etc. about their sons or their brother's death because of course there's Zach, his brother. All of them, getting these it's still happening, and it's still the same people, the same content creators, if you can even call them that, doing the same thing, making things up, saying whatever for clicks, not even caring who they're upsetting, attacking Debbie personally. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So I just want, let's be human, for God's sake. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what Debbie's going through, unless have you had a son go missing for weeks in a foreign country? And then when he was found, he was deceased and you had to bring him home in a body bag. But even on top of all that, you've got hate on social media. Have you experienced that? If you haven't experienced that, you haven't got a clue what Debbie is going through. I don't have a clue what she's going through. I don't even know how she's coping and getting up every morning and going through a sort of normal life. I just don't understand how she's doing it. Anyway, so that's what we're going to talk about. And we're going to look at this woman's face. I've seen people saying, oh, she's not genuine, she's not this, she's not that. How you tell me how this poor woman is not genuine? I have no idea what you're talking about. So, yeah, I mean, look at her. Poor Debbie. Honestly, my heart just breaks for her. And I report these TikTok idiots over and over again. I've commented on their videos. I've sort of given up now because they just carry on. They don't give a shit. They do not care. But I tell you what, they've got big karma coming round the corner, I think. Oh, well, I hope. Anyway, I mean, you can't wish. Nobody wants to wish bad things on people, but it's so hard to not want to wish bad things on these people. Anyway, let's have a look what Debbie herself has got to say. Sorry, the volume's not.
Crucified and ripped to pieces. I just think when will it end? When will it stop? It's just been absolutely crucified and ripped to pieces.
There's hundreds of millions of pieces of Jay Slater content. Even now, 18 months after his death in Tenerife, it's still brutally picked over.
Debbie deserved to lose her son. How do you know it's Jay in that coffin that he needs digging up? Just scroll and they're still there. I don't think I'd be here if I sat every day and read everything that was being said. I really don't.
The free-for-all has continued even after the coroner confirmed that Jay fell and died in a tragic accident.
I've learned that there is a very, very dark side to social media. Really dark side that is affecting too many people. We just want to...
Well, the thing is, I hope Debbie realises there is a positive side to social media as well. But yeah, definitely a very dark side. How can these people continue? It doesn't seem to matter what happens, what's said. They're just not listening. and it's got nothing to do with them. You know, Jay Slater's death was a tragic accident, and they're just extending it because that's what gives them more views. Awful.
Have some, legislation around content. It's about the platforms, having that responsibility to take down the misinformation, the harassment, bullying. It's tragic anyway, but having to deal with all that as well, it's just been horrendous.
I think it is up to the platforms. I think it's always up to the platforms. That, they're the ones that are making the most money out of it all. They should take these videos down. This woman, honest to God, she just looks at the end of her tether. Bless her.
Yeah, sorry, I said I weren't going to cry.
How could you not cry?
Yeah, maybe there now. Say, come on, Mum. Stay strong, go for it.
Charities like Missing People support calls like these to protect families.
It feels quite out of control. We know with the development of AI, there's going to be even more complicated kind of issues in terms of people kind of creating fake news about missing cases, potentially making fake content using missing people.
I'll tell you what I've seen on TikTok that I've left them comments and I've reported it, and they actually produce now with AI, like say Sarah Everard or some victim, some poor girl, normally women that have been murdered, and I've made AI of them talking and said, "My name's Sarah Everard. I was murdered by Wayne Cousins. I was on my way home." As if it's them who's speaking. I think it's disgusting. If that's not been done with the family's consent, how dare they do that? I would just say to anyone, imagine that was your loved one, seeing that on social media like that. Anyway, I've left comments, I've reported it, it's made no difference whatsoever. So, that's up to TikTok or the social, to me, it's up to the platforms to take responsibility for the content that's displayed. Somebody that you just think, what have you got to do to have your content taken down? And then you get other people. I've had comments on my videos and things where I've said this before, and people said, "Oh no, misinformation is free speech." Misinformation is not free speech. Misinformation is not free speech. A free speech, giving an opinion, or saying, giving fact-based opinions, that's free speech. But misinformation or disinformation, sorry, it's not free speech. It's cruel and it's wrong. It is nothing to do with free speech.
People's faces or voices, and we know that would just be horrendous for families to have to see.
So where do the moral boundaries lie? We've come to one of the biggest gatherings of content creators and true crime enthusiasts.
It's very easy these days just to be a keyboard warrior and pop something on and have no prior knowledge.
In fact, they've helped solve in some cases, haven't they? And they've helped to unpick things that maybe authorities haven't had the resources to do.
Unfortunately, views means more money. And until that gets looked at, I don't think any regulation will come in. It's in the interest of social media networks to get more views, more hits.
But the National Police Lead for Missing People cases has told us this constant stream of content does disrupt their work.
It takes policing away from those inquiries that we need to be following, because it's fake, it's false information, it's hurtful, it's harmful to the families, but it's also then misdirecting police investigations. Yeah. People have freedom of speech, but there is a line. And what I would say to those members of the public is please do not cross that line.
Yeah. Debbie is determined to fight for new laws around harmful online content creation.
Oh,
So
look,
hers
that'll be.
is the last family to suffer this.
I wouldn't wish it on anybody to have to go.
That'll be Jay's bedroom. He's never coming back to. Honest to God, what is wrong with you? If you're watching Debbie like this and you don't feel the sympathy, what's wrong with you? Honest to God, you are a horrible person.
Through what we've been through, I really wouldn't. Just it's torture. I just look at his picture and just it was the last thing I can do for you, Jay. I'll try my bloody hardest.
Oh, his smiling face, bless. So yeah, I just wanted to come on because it's been on. I saw this article on Sky News. You know, I don't want content creators to be. You know, I don't want to end free speech, but I do want to end misinformation. I signed Debbie's petition. I shared it. I hope you all signed it. You know, it's just horrible what this family have had to go through, and something's got to be done about it. You know, what can be done, I don't know, but it says here, the constant stream of vitriol, misinformation and abuse online has continued every day for the past 18 months. I've just been absolutely crucified and ripped to pieces, Debbie Duncan told us, as she read out the online comments that have hurt the most. Debbie deserved to lose her son. How can you possibly respect a mother grifting off her own son's death? How do you know it's Jay in that coffin he needs digging up? Just scroll and they're still there. Jay's been dehumanized. And apparently they've included in here the family of Andrew Gosden, of course, who went missing. I have done a video about him. I hope I'm always respectful to families. I try my best because you know what? These are real people. These are not, you know, we're interested in true crime and it's not, you know, bad to be interested in true crime. It's not bad to talk about these stories. But it is bad to be disrespectful, isn't it? It is bad. And, you know, I hope I've learnt that over the years that I've been doing YouTube. I try my very best not to be disrespectful to families. So there are hundreds of millions of pieces of Jay Slater content online, and it's constantly being created, even after a coroner ruled that his fall in a remote ravine in Tenerife was a tragic accident. I don't think I'd be here if I sat every day and read everything that was being said. Jay ain't in that coffin. Well, do you know what? They're normally quite, you know, sort of that's about the intelligence level of most of the people that say the horrible things. So that's why she's campaigning in her son's name. She's tried and failed many times to get misinformation and the worst abuse taken down. Why do these platforms not take down this? I just don't understand how they let it happen. Anyway, so that's just, I just wanted to jump on and just talk about that. I hope people can understand, you know, that this is not about, you know, censoring free speech. This is about, it's just like online bullying, really, isn't it? And things, you know, people are normally in favour of or against bullying, if you like. But in this sort of case, they seem to think that Debbie's fair game, you know, as if she wanted this all to happen. Or, you know, it's not even like a politician or a famous person who chooses to be famous. Debbie did not choose for her son to die while he was on holiday in Tenerife. You know, she didn't try to be famous. You know, it's just infamous. It's just ridiculous to treat her the way that she's been treated. You know, I think most people who put their head over the parapet and want to become famous, or even content creators, even me, anyone who puts themselves up there, you know, you're going to get some stick. You know, not everybody's going to love you, but Debbie is the mother of someone, a young lad who had a tragic accident and died. She had to bring her son home in a body bag. She had to go to a foreign country and try and cope with everything that was going on, and the hate and everything she was getting. She's not a famous person who wanted to be famous. You know, I just think, oh my God, what is wrong with people that they can't understand that? Anyway, I'm going to finish there. And so please, I'm going to say a little prayer as well. I hope you'll join me in a prayer for Debbie. And not only Debbie, but Warren, Jay's dad. He doesn't seem to have had the same hate, does he, as Debbie has had. And of course, his brother, all his friends and his family. You know, I'm praying for all of them because, you know, as we know, Christmas is a difficult time when you're going through, when you're missing someone. And you can see, I think, just by looking at Debbie, she's struggling. Please, please have some humanity in your heart. Okay, thank you. I'll see you soon in the next video. And until then, as always, may your God go with you. And rest in peace, Jay. Bye.